You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White sports supporters. Well, let's talk about the Cleveland Browns. Ooh, we got some fans not very happy with the idea of Andrew Berry possibly staying around, the general manager, and I've said myself that if I am the Browns, if I fire Stefanski, I'm firing Andrew Berry along with him. I'm cleaning house and I'm starting over. I will tell you this much, however. The Browns do remind me of the Patriots two years ago, okay? The Drake May draft. All right? There was a lot of sentiment going around that the Patriots might not be considered ready for a quarterback to be drafted and brought in. Point of fact, I can tell you for a fact they weren't ready. Their offensive line was worse than the Browns. And believe it or not, this offensive line with the Browns is bad. That Patriots offensive line was, awful. Really awful. All right. Now, this year in the draft, they drafted Will Campbell for left tackle. That's worked out, except he's injured now, but it was working out. They signed Morgan Moses from a right tackle, had been with the Jets. He's been in and out. Nonetheless, the offensive line is better, all right? It's what you might consider average-ish now for the Patriots. But the fact is the Patriots did not pass on drafting a quarterback. They went ahead and pulled the trigger and got Drake May. Well, that looks like the complete right idea. Oh, but they don't have any wide receivers with Cleveland. Neither did they have any with the New England Patriots either. They had literally, I believe, the last ranked wide receiver room in the NFL. They were either 31st or 32nd. And then this past offseason, well, they drafted Kyle Williams. They signed Stephon Diggs. All right, but the fact is, Drake May played a lot of games last year without having any real competent wide receivers. A lot of this is about coaching. Okay? It's about coaching. Obviously, the big difference is what? With the Patriots this year. They've got Mike Vrabel as their coach. I know Cleveland fans are like, damn, we let him out of the building. And they got Josh McDaniels as their offensive coordinator. So they're light years ahead of where they were, and Drake May has benefited from that from a coaching standpoint. This is Tony Grossi on Tony Rizzo's show on Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry may be safe, folks. Are they going to draft a quarterback?
If Andrew is making the call, I think they go for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because, Riz, like I've said, he's had many opportunities to show his commitment to Shedeur, starting with the draft, starting with training camp. He could have told Stefanski, hey, give Shedeur some reps. When they traded Flacco, who'd they name the starter? Gabriel, not Shedeur. Andrew could have butted in like he always does and said, no, Shedeur's the quarterback. So at every step of the way, he has not shown a commitment to Shedeur.
Right.
That's a fact. Some people are saying, but Andrew drafted. Come on, everybody's seen the video of the draft room. Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, mad as hell because they were forced to take Shedeur Sanders. You will never convince me that wasn't a Jimmy Haslam pick, because as an owner, you're thinking to yourself, look, Shedeur Sanders may be a marketing chip for me. Now, here's the problem. For Shedeur anyway, right? I think even if he plays well in the last two games, if somehow, some way they're in a position to draft Fernando Mendoza, well, that's a marketing chip too, because he's the Heisman Trophy winner. All right. High profile Indiana college program that's in the playoffs right now. Heisman Trophy winner. Dante Moore. You going to pass on him? I mean, I understand look, do I think you trade up to get either one of these guys? No. But if somehow you're just in the position to take them, because, yeah, there's a couple of first round offensive linemen in this draft. Both of them, two, I think there's three. Two of them are out of Utah, oddly enough. But neither one of them are warrant a top 5 pick. They're more like pick 8 through, 32. That's where those guys are at. You could trade back, I guess. Yeah, because another quarterback is going to fix that O-line. No, a lot of people are mad. No, one draft class and the Deshaun debacle and all of this and all his time, people keep saying how great the rookies are. They've won 3 games. Barry's got to go. I agree. If you fire one, fire them both. No, he's had one good draft. We need O-linemen. We need wide receivers. Right now, if Jesus Christ handed our wide receiver the ball, they would drop it. That's not a lie. He's trading down. Barry's pick is Shedeur. No, it's not. Quit trying to talk yourself into that. It's Jimmy Haslam's. I don't care if Jimmy denies it 100 million times. He's not drafting a quarterback. He will if he's right there. So just get used to Shedeur, build around him, and that's not happening. Well, I'm not going to say it won't happen. If they're not in a position to take one of the 2 top quarterbacks, then I think Shedeur is your quarterback next year. Now, you may have a journeyman starter type behind him or right there with him, another Flacco kind of guy, but I think Shedeur would be your guy. But if they're in one of those top 2 draft positions, then they're going to take a quarterback. All right? They're going to take a quarterback. Everything Barry's done is set the table for them to take a quarterback at the top of the draft. People think he's going to pass on that because Shedeur Thompson Robinson, yikes, has shown flashes. No. At this point, cut Shedeur. He's the only a 5th rounder, so it cost you nothing. How about all Cleveland media advocate for Shedeur being cut and released to make way for their, quote, future in this upcoming draft? It's going to be very interesting to see the reaction, because you can already tell Shedeur fans are getting angry at the idea that another quarterback is probably getting drafted. They will really need to take a wide receiver and offensive tackle. If this team wants to finally win something, they need to build this team around Sanders. He did absolutely nothing to build the O-line and wide receiver rooms. A lot of this feedback is people just don't want Andrew Berry back. I don't blame them. It feels pretty evident Sanders is the guy going forward. Look, guys, I've been really fair to Sanders when he's looked good, but he hasn't shown enough to be the guy, anointed the guy. No way. And unfortunately, the last 2 games, yesterday and that Bears game, it hurt him. It did. And I was fired up for the kid coming off the Titans. I was like, oh, he's got something. I mean, he's going to have to ball out the last 2 weeks. And even at that, I don't know. I don't even know. I really believe that for Barry, Andrew Barry, or any other general manager / coach, the deciding factor is likely going to be draft position, not how Sanders plays. Not how Sanders plays. If you end up with one of the 2 top spots, okay, then you're drafting a quarterback. If you don't, well, you may draft one, but he may be a 3rd rounder or a 4th rounder. And he'll be in the room with Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel too, probably. Believe it or not. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.